Hey guys, I know this isn't your typical anonymous message, but one, I don't have a voice changer. Two, I don't have a mask. Well, I do have a mask actually. It's just a little different. This is an American mask. Um, and the whole purpose in Anonymous is they're not just a group. We are all anonymous. We are all Americans. We are all America. Understand that you are not subject to be little sheep and then the government, some big scary monster. We are America. We are the government. Now there are rules and regulations that we have to follow, but the problem is these rules started out by us, for us. Okay? They're not supposed to be like mommy and daddy rules. Okay? We as adults voted to say, hey, we don't want people killing people. Let's make that illegal because, we don't want anybody doing it because we don't do it and we don't want to do it to us. Okay? That makes sense. All the rules, they were voted on by people sent to represent us, and that's how it's supposed to be. They're only up there to represent our opinions. They're not up there to make laws just to, put their thumb on us so that they can be above us. They're not above us. They're just representatives. They're just spokespeople up there, okay? That's how the government was set up to run, so that one little group of people can take over and run the whole country. Okay? Now, as of late, things have seemed to change. We've got so many things going on that just contradict not just the Constitution, but things that if I did as a manager or a CEO or just as an everyday American, I'd be locked in federal prison for the rest of my life. And we've got leaders up here, not just President Obama, but senators, congressmen, some of the leaders in the EPA, and then Eric Holder. They've done things that you could almost constitute as treason. And nobody cares. I mean, a lot of people care, but who's going to do something about it, really? You got Eric Holder and the Obama administration selling weapons to the drug cartels to use in a country that has a national ban on guns. We're lucky Mexico is a peon and didn't declare war on us. I mean, we just violated them in such a way that it would be like the Mexican government sending $40 billion worth of methamphetamines up here. How do you think our government would feel about that? They'd be pretty mad, right? We just sent weapons to a country directly to drug cartels so they can kill Mexican citizens. And actually, a lot of American citizens, because, the ranchers down there, their government, state governments, have been trying to protect them. We got the federal government up there telling them not to, and then you got ranchers on their own trying to shoot these guys crossing. I mean, they're running drugs through their farmland, And Whose guns are they using? Ours? I mean, yeah, we lost one border control agent. There's no telling how many Americans or Mexican citizens that have died at the hands of those guns. But he wants to limit ours. You know, makes no sense. And, you know, how do you expect to tell border cities, we sold all these guns that we want to ban you from owning, we sold them to the drug cartels that are come to your land to kill you. Oh, and we're not going to let your government protect you either. Your state government, your city, your sheriff's department, because, you know, it might make our constituents mad. Well, you know what? If you had American people voting for you instead of illegals, maybe that wouldn't matter. Just thought. But I'm going to go on that. I'm going to get on, you know, the details of the NDAA Act. I'm going to get on details of this other bill that they wrote where they can come take your food, your water, your shelter, dog food, seeds to grow food. A lot of speculation out there, a lot of hype, a lot of media hype from both sides. But I'm telling you guys, I went to the government websites, the official websites where you can get on there because of the Disclosure Act, and read them for myself, word for word. There's no way to mistake this stuff if you read it word for word. And there's no way to play this off as, you know, media hype. A lot of people may blow some stuff out of proportion, but as it stands right now, they can fly a drone over your house if they want and watch you and see everything you do. That shouldn't bother people like me, fine, whatever. But here's the real kicker. They can declare you a terrorist just for disagreeing. You can be a terrorist. You don't have to really be a terrorist, but they can label you a terrorist. They can tell the media you're a terrorist. Guess what? You're out of luck then. Because once the media jumps on it, you're going down. Well, guess what? Once you're labeled a terrorist, they can arrest you without charges, without probable cause, without evidence, and hold you in military prison indefinitely. Well, if you can't get out, you can't talk, who's going to know? Whatever they put on the media, they could say that you bombed some, or had, you know, bombs at your house or something. You'll never see the light of day. The other act that I read, the bill that they passed, in a time of emergency, they can come to your house, take all your food, take your water, take your dog food, take your garden, everything in it, even take seeds from you. This is also a way to control. I mean, if you had a corrupt government down the road, they could take advantage of this and make you fully dependent on the government, to where if you didn't do this or that or get, you know what I'm talking about, or something like that, you can't get food. You can't get water. You can't even get your dog food. They're going to make you fully dependent on the government. Seeds, you know, trying to be self-sustaining and off the grid, kiss that goodbye. Anything you got, they can take already. It's in the bill. They passed it. I read it word for word. And to be honest, even in an emergency situation, they've got no right to my stuff. I'm going to help a neighbor out, but if the military, you know, if they think they're going to send the military down here and crash in my house, and sleep or whatever, and they're going to force me to do that and give them food and everything like they did, like the redcoats did during the Revolution, and then how the Union Army did the Southerners during the Civil War. I don't think so. They got another thing coming. On that matter, if they think they're going to come and take my firearms, they got another thing coming. Because me and about, I don't know, a couple million other people ain't letting it happen. But we're going to touch base on a lot of these things, and it should get pretty interesting because I'm going to present a lot of interesting facts that I didn't get from these half-wit, media outlets or these new news websites popping up. You can't really take it for what it is and believe it unless you do your own research. I'm going to be looking this stuff up and reading it directly off of the Library of Congress website, stuff like that, so that it's directly from the source. But it should be pretty interesting, and hopefully you can open some eyes and see, what's going on, and why everybody's so hyped up about this gun thing. Background checks, stuff like that is perfectly fine. And I'm actually for it, but the National Registry won't help anything, and down the road they could take full advantage of it and come and confiscate all your weapons and charge you for the ones that you still, that you don't have in your possession at the time when they come. What if you sold it? They're going to get you for selling it without getting them to re-register it in their name. I mean, it's not pretty. It happened in Australia. It's a gradual, step-by-step process. But they'll demonize whatever we have left one by one. Right now, it's AR-15s. More people get killed by handguns than anything because they're portable. I mean, let's face it. You can't just walk in the 7-Eleven. People just don't do that. You don't walk into 7-Eleven and whip a AR-15 out of your jacket pocket and rob the place. But that's what they're demonizing right now. Next it'll be semi-auto pistols, and then it'll be semi-auto shotguns, and then it will just continue. And I wouldn't be surprised if they demonize rifle scopes because, it's a sniper rifle. But anyway, this is just kind of a preface to what I'm going to have coming in the future. And I'll probably always have the bandana on because, it's going to get hairy. And I don't really want them knowing who I am. And if I was you, I would probably do the same if you post things on Facebook, because several people have been arrested for saying some pretty hairy stuff on Facebook. So they are watching. I'm not paranoid. I get on there and I post, I share stuff, but if you're going to get on here and talk and say things, you may want to think about that. Because I'm tired of beating around the bush. I'm tired of this bullshit. It is what it is, I mean, if they don't like what I have to say, then maybe they need to do things a little differently, because it's clear as black and white, I mean, it's crazy.